Hello all, my name is Jennifer Rosas and I will be doing um, the little project on the appendicular skeleton. Not really a project, but it's showing you the bones and such. So, I'm going to start by getting my pillow here so that you'll be able to see a little bit better. And just to mention, I just had done my whole video and then the video was too big and I wasn't able to send it and I can't edit it, so that was a little bummer for me as I did the whole video. So maybe that gives me some help since this will be my third go round. Okay, so here's my little man for one. I'm going to bring this down so you're able to see. So first off, I'm going to start out with the pectoral girdle, which is this area. It's the clavicle is the shoulder bone, not the shoulder, but this bone that connects the shoulder to the sternum, right up there. So this is the pectoral girdle, and it connects with the appendages, and same with the pelvic girdle, and we'll get into that more in a little bit. So first off, the clavicle, like I just said, is from the sternum to where the shoulder meets. Shoulder to the neck. And then the scapula is, I'm going to turn them this way, the shoulder blade, another word for it. And so there's a whole bunch of different bones up in this little area. The conchoid process is the one that sticks out right here, and then the subscapular fossa is right. It's kind of hard to see it because it's in the back, so it's kind of like where your shoulder attaches to the back of your rib cage. And then the glenoid cavity is right over here on the inside. The spine is this one back here. Sorry, it's hard to move this little guy around. That goes down, and it reaches up to the clavicle. Let me see if I can position this a little bit. Okay. The acromion is right up here, the big one that attaches. The intraspinous fossa is this big part that's down here, and it attaches to the back. And the acromiomeno-clavicle joint is right where, it hooks together. So sorry about my pronunciations. I have a hard time saying these words. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the arm, which is comprised of 60 bones throughout the whole arm. And the first part is the big bone, the humerus. But of course there's little areas to those little bones. So the head of the bone is right up here where it connects. That's the head of the bone. The greater tubercle is also right up here, and it's just on the other side of that same bone. The lesser tubercle, I guess it would be called tubercle, I added a word in there, is just on the other side of that bone. So the greater and then the lesser. The deltoid tuberosity is right up here. And then the medial epicondyle is near the elbow. Near the elbow, the greater, sorry, let me reread that. The greater tubercle is closer to the shoulder, sorry. Right up here. It's another one of those little tiny joints. The lesser tubercle is the same, but it's in the front of the part. Maybe I'm re-going over these. The deltoid tuberosity is the middle of the arm. The medial epicondyle, yes, I went through that twice, sorry, The medial epicondyle is near the elbow, and it is right, it's kind of hard to show, but it's right like here. And the lateral epicondyle is pretty much in the same spot, just a little bit higher. The condyloid fossa, what goes here? So that's right here near the elbow as well, and the ulna goes there during flexation, so it goes in and out of that area. The capulum, and what bone arcucates with that is the humerus. And the capulum is right down at the bottom, again, right over here. The trochlea articulates with what bone? And that's the head of the ulna, so that's also down here, right at the bottom. The olecranon fossa, and it says what goes here, and that's the ulna, so that's right there, the elbow area. Alright, and now to the forearm, the ulna. So that's the shorter bone, a little bit, I would say it's a little bit thicker, but it just looks like that to me. So let me flip my little page over. The olecranon is at the top near the elbow, right up here, kind of where it's flat. The conchoid process is also up here, but it's kind of in the inside, like right here where that little edge is. The styloid process is down at the bottom, closer to the wrist, right down here on the big bone, or the longer bone, I should say. And then the radius is, oh sorry, I was pointing at the wrong one. It was on this one. And the radius is this thinner bone, that's longer. So ulna and then radius. And the styloid process on that one is right there, but that's where it was on the ulna, right down at the bottom. And the head is right up here near the wrist, right where it is connecting. And the radial tuberosity is where the bone, is together, like right down here where both bones connect with the wrist. And that's it for that. So now on to the hand, which is hard to see on my little guy, but if you were to get a diagram of the carpal bones, then it's better. So like the PowerPoint is obviously a way better than I have. So the proximal row is in this part of your hand, in here, before you actually get to up here and stuff, so it's really hard to see on this video. Which from lateral to medial, it goes to scaphoid, ulnate, trinate, and pustiform. The distal row is farther, obviously, so it's these bones up in here. And from lateral to medial, it's the trapezium, trapezoid, capulate, and hamulate. So, which bones from the wrist joint with what forearm bone? And that's the radiocarpal joint, and it is between the radius and the carpus. So right here, where it hooks together. Which bone forms a joint with the pollex? The pollex is the big thumb, and that's the carpal bones, these bones I was just talking about right here. Now point out the phalanges, which are the tips of your fingers up here, and the metacarpals are right down here, like where a ring would go. Okay, so those are the carpus. I'm trying to hurry up so don't run out of time like last time. Okay, the pelvic girdle, right here. The coccyx bones are right here, and they're fused together right here, and right here. And right here is the pubis symphysis. And right here is the iliac crest. Okay, I'm going to stop and start again.